if you need it spelled out for you, we're baking pumpkin. Not specifically this one, but we'll make do. In the past we've done Christmas cookie videos, which have always been kind of a weird conglomeration of whatever angles we can get, and we wanted to see if we could make it a little more concise this time. So we're doing a little bit of testing here in the kitchen. Ideally we'd be using Foxmage's setup because he has a nice kitchen with a big counter space that you could shoot over, but my kitchen's set up better in terms of actually being able to cook in it, so we'll make do with this setup here. Today we're making a pumpkin sweetbread. It's a good recipe, and you can use it either before you take off in the morning as a breakfast or after dinner as a dessert. A little bit of ice cream with it does go a long way. So we're going to be using the basic recipe now, nothing too fancy, but we'll see how the recording goes. What you'll need for this recipe is some flour, oil, sugar, prepared pumpkin, eggs, baking soda, salt, and some spice. I'm using a pre-mixed pumpkin pie spice. However, if you want to go and make your own blend, you can do that. Typically it involves cinnamon, nutmeg, allspice, cloves, sometimes a few other things that I don't remember, which is why I use the bread spice. So, alright, now why don't we go and get this all measured up and start baking. And remember to preheat your oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so we're going to take 3½ cups of flour and adding to that 2½ cups of sugar and 2 tablespoons of baking soda and another 1 and 2 tablespoons of our pumpkin spice. I like a little more spice than normal, so I made sure to have those heaping spoons. And 1 and a half tablespoons of salt. And we're going to kind of mix these dry ingredients together just a little bit before we start adding the wet ones. I may get a bigger bowl. I forget that this is a larger recipe. And with a bigger bowl you have plenty of room to get this all mixed up. Don't worry about oil spilling, that always happens. And starting with our oil, we'll be adding our wet ingredients. 1 cup of oil. I'm using canola oil. You could use just plain vegetable oil, or if you have another oil that you prefer. So I'm using the same measuring cup. I use the dry ingredients, which since you have to clean it anyway, it's not a big issue. Do remember to use the dry ingredients first, otherwise it'll just kind of all clump together on the sides of your measuring cup. And next we'll be adding 4 eggs. So, yolks and all. Alright, and there we are. And do remember to wash your hands after handling eggs. And 2/3 of a cup of water. Since I'm using medium eggs, I'm using just a dash more water to make sure I have enough liquid in there. And finally, 2 cups of our prepared pumpkin. So if you'd like to know how to prepare pumpkin from scratch, let me know. I do have a couple more pumpkins to prepare, and that can be a video later down the road. And now we want to mix it all together. Make sure you get all those dry ingredients mixed in. Get those yolks broken up there. You could use an electric beater to do this, but I don't really want to break mine out. It's kind of nice in the box over on the side there, and this kind of gives me a little bit of upper arm strength training going on. Okay, and dig deep, bring that stuff from the bottom up, get that stuff on the sides down. Yeah, there's a little more. Alright. So, this nice caramel color, evenly distributed, so it tells us we are done. So, on to the next step. Now I'm going to be distributing the batter here into 3 different bread pans, 2 small ones for mini loaves, and then 1 large pan for a normal loaf. And we need to make sure that we have these pans all properly non-sticked. Well, these pans were non-stick. It has been a few years and the non-stick coating does start wearing. It smells like butter. Just because a non-stick pan is starting to stick doesn't mean it's bad, it just means that you have to treat it like you would a normal everyday pan. A stuck pan, if you will. Make sure you get all the corners particularly well, because that is where most things are going to stick. And now pouring the batter. We want to get these not full to the top. We want to make sure, but they will expand. So we need to get these somewhere between 2/3 and 3/4 full. I usually go a little on the larger side of that. So that'll give it the nice, a little drip there. That'll give it the nice bread top look. Well, the cinnamon and nutmeg are definitely smelling good right now. Make sure to get all that yummy batter that you spent time making and folding in and mixing and whatnot. Don't want to waste any of that if you can help it. And now with our pans all full and ready, they can go into our preheated oven. Now one of the issues that we have is we have 2 sizes in there. We have a small one and a large one. So what we're going to do, we're going to set our timer for 1 hour, which should give the small ones the time they need to bake. And then we're going to take them out and leave the larger one in there for an additional 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll see you guys in about an hour. A side note, Make sure to go and wash this out while it's still, kind of wet and malleable. If you let this dry in here, you're only going to hate yourself later. Alright, and now we have these small ones. And alright, and a few more minutes for the big one, and we'll let these cool off. Alright, and there we have it. Here we have our finished product. So the two small ones I'm going to be giving away as gifts, and the large one with the silicone mold, which kind of bowed out in the sides, will be for eating myself. So isn't that right, Nora? Yeah. And finally, we have the fruits of our labor. That is delicious. So, thanks for watching, guys. So if you liked this change of pace, let us know. If you want us to go back to more gaming stuff, again, let us know in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. That is very good. It's that time of year. The spice must flow. Alright, what you'll need for this recipe is some flour, oil, sugar, prepared pumpkin, eggs, soda, baking soda, not just, Coca-Cola,